You don't want to be enlightened with some erudite conversation. You want crazy shit.
Jackass trumpeted stupidity.
No one encourages anyone to get intelligent. You know, it's just not cool.
Being stupid is an attractive quality.
We don't accept anything on television that isn't, you know, the attention span is like 3 seconds, and it better be constantly amusing and titillating and sexual. And
Half the people out there are fucking retarded.
I think it's something to do with people feeling better if they look at other people who are in a worse state themselves.
I feel that humans are the stupidest organism species in existence. I allow that there probably what we recognize as stupidity could be found in other species. But I think we've taken it to an extreme.
We're in a giant car heading at a brick wall at 100 miles an hour, and everybody is arguing about where they want to sit.
Stupidity is by far the greatest destructive power in the history of humanity.
Well, you know, I've always been fascinated by the phenomenon of people following people who are not smart.
This is W's world.
Called the President of the United States a moron. A moron. Moron?
Moron? He's not a moron at all.
Believe me, there is no lack of ignoramuses with PhDs. Many of them teach at Harvard University.
We're hardwired to be stupid.
duh.
I was stupid.
Stupid. Stupid. So stupid.
Moron.
Dumb.
Stupid.
Stupidity.
Stupidity.
Ignorant. Proud of what you don't know.
Everybody says, I think for myself. Nobody tells me what to think. And then when you interview 50 people, all say the same thing, and all say they think for themselves, and nobody tells them what to think, you realize all of these people are actually
Stupid. Einstein said that the universe and stupidity are infinite.
How do you know stupidity when you see it?
Well, it's actually fairly difficult to define because you could think, well, somebody could be doing something, you could say, well, that's stupid, when really it could be ignorant, or somebody could be, I don't know, just going out of their mind, and you could say, well, that's not really stupid, now they're just crazy. And so it's really, it's hard to define.
Stupid? I really don't know.
I don't know about that because everybody made mistakes, nobody perfect.
I can't really say what I think is stupid, because again, that'd be my opinion.
Stupidity is not so cut and dry. For one can be educated and they can at the same time be stupid.
It just can't be defined. There really, I don't know. There really is no definition of stupid because something could be smart for somebody, but not, stupid for somebody else.
Stupidity to me would be an inability to function in the reality of the world as a whole. Like I wouldn't. Oh shit.
And so it's really it's hard to define. You can't, I mean, I don't even know what the definition is, so I really can't say, I can't define it.
People see stupidity everywhere.
Everything is stupid.
But few can define it. People call each other
Idiot.
but few know what the words actually mean. When it comes to stupidity, we're actually quite ignorant. So how do you make a movie about it?
I'd had some personal experience. I'd done a lot of stupid things in my life.
The level of stupidity in the present world we live in right now is very alarming. It is more than concerning, to say the very least, how stupid and foolish and moronic people are in these days and age, right? You can imagine what people find amusing. Sometimes you want to puke that a fellow human being finds something like this amusing. They look at it and go, oh man, that's so cool, right? And you think of all the stupid, very stupid pranks that are being played on social medias, right? You know, TikToks and the likes, right? You know, people doing all kinds of foolish things just so they can get a like or whatever, right? It's like, really? Is that the best you can come up with, right? Humans are supposed to be the top-notch echelon of all creations, right? We're supposed to be the smartest and things of that nature, right? Here we are doing foolish things for foolish reasons, right? There was a hit. I don't know what it was. Call it a documentary or call it a movie that came out a couple of years ago. They have a couple of the series out called Jackass, right? And that totally explains to you how low we've sunken as a society, right? That movie, let me call it a movie, Jackass, it was a hit, instant hit. And there was nothing of educational purpose in that movie. It was just nothing but stupid men doing stupid things, right? Looking for more elaborate ways to come up with stupid inventions and outdo each other in stupidity. That was the whole premise of that movie, the Jackass, right? And that shows you how low we've sunken as a society, how stupid it all is, right? It is very concerning. You know, going to the clip we just saw, I was watching, I haven't finished watching the whole thing, but the 5 minute long that I've seen, it was like, damn. And the crazy thing about it is this documentary that we were just watching came out a couple of years ago, probably in the 90s, you know, from the visuals and things of that nature. I will assume it came out in the 90s. This is my first time to see it, right? And then you can imagine how worse things have become now, right? All you got to do is go on the social media, right? Oh, that's all you got to do. And it is mind-boggling how stupid this society has become, right? Very, very low vibrational the society has become. And the things people find amusing and things people find to be quote-unquote cool, right? It is, all the stupid pranks that are being played on social media. Someone would do something so stupid and outlandish, and other people want to join in and do the same thing, even though they saw the result of that was just nothing but foolishness. But still, they can't wait to be a part of this stupid thing, right? So this goes back to the dumbing down of the society. I can't remember who made that quote. I don't need a nation of thinkers, I need a nation of walkers, right? So for you to eliminate a nation of thinkers, guess what? You have to dumb them down. You have to bring them to the low vibrational human beings that are nothing but stupid, foolish individuals. All they want to do is work for you and find comfort in stupid things. right? That is where we are with it. It goes into the part of the agenda. So there's a real reason why stupidity and foolishness is at all-time high. There's a real good reason for that, because the powers that shouldn't be orchestrated all of this to keep you dumbed down, to keep you from using your mind in a productive way. Because once you do that, you quickly find out that you are being oppressed, and the people oppressing you have no right to oppress you the way they do, and they shouldn't be in a position of power, right? You see? So for them to keep their power, for them to keep you from revolting and coming up against them, guess what? They have to dumb you down. Because you quickly understand how corrupt the whole system is if you do a little bit of thinking, if you use your mind other than for frivolous things. If you actually imply your mind to come up with good reasons and ideologies that are beneficial to you, right? But a lot of people cannot do that because their minds are occupied on foolishness and folly. Which brings us to this real quick. This is Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter, and this is verse. It says, "Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and continue to teach us this truth. Peace, salutation, shalom, 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 to all your brothers and sisters out there that are of the household of faith, to the brothers, sisters, men, women, and children that are allotted to be delivered in these latter days. To you, I say shalom, and to the brothers that are pushing this truth in honesty and in sincerity, to you, I say shalom, right? And I was just watching a couple of clips and uploading some of them, and I came across the one that we just saw, and it really had all kinds of thoughts bubbling inside of me, especially with the fact that all that is done in this day and age is always goes back to some foolish, stupid mindset, right? It's always that. Just take a look at the social media. It's nothing but a cesspool of foolishness and stupidity, utter stupidity, right? It makes you wonder, how did we get here, right? Which way to go from here? You see what I'm saying? So, I was thinking about it and watching that clip, and what makes it worse is how old that clip is, right? Probably a decade and some change old. You see what I'm saying? More than a decade old, probably like 2 decades old, right? Give or take. And to imagine how low we've sunken in 2024, it is unimaginable, right? The only thing that gives attention is when something foolish and stupid is being done. Hence why we had to bring the scripture out in Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter, and this says verse, which says, "Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place." What does it mean by folly is set in great dignity? In other words, foolishness and stupidity is of a high regard in our society. It is greatly regarded. Anything that is foolish, anything that is stupid. Look at the music these days. It's all about stupidity and nonsense, right? The music, the movies, the people in general. So that is that folly is set in great dignity. It is highly regarded to do stupid and foolish things, foolish pranks and foolish challenges, right? And this is the world you're required to raise your children in. And they are the main targets of this, right? Because at a very young age, parents don't even want to carry out the role of being parents and properly guiding their children in the right path. Guess what? They allow the social media to mold the minds of their children, or they allow the school system which is nothing but stupidity and more folly, right? To indoctrinate the minds of their children, right? So you see, it's an ongoing circle of foolishness and stupidity, a never-ending circle. You see, because now because children can be very impressionable, right? They look at all these things and think, oh, that is the way to go, right? Because all they see around them is nothing but foolish things, and they play along with it. Next thing you know, you have a whole nation of people that don't use their minds. They can't use their head other than a hat rack, you know. No one knows how to use their heads anymore. They're all engulfed in some foolish, folly type of things, right? So that's the scripture here. Folly set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. Who are the rich? Well, the rich are those that can actually use their minds. Scripture talks about faith, rich in faith, right? Rich in what faith? Well, the wisdom and knowledge that comes from Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, the word of God, right? The word and the instructions that are in the scriptures, right? So that it makes you rich. And the people that have this kind of mindset sit in low place. Look at your leaders, man. Look at Biden. Look at Kamala, right? So these are the options you have in this day and age of your rulers. They are nothing but stupid individuals, man. Foolish individuals. And the masses out there are fighting tooth and nail to vote for these guys, to put them in office. Even Trump. They all stem from the same cloth, right? None of them is exempt. But these are the choices you have. When some of them play into your emotions, right? They're trying to dance and get into your mind by trying to do the things that feel that you gravitate towards, right? So also you can vote for them or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's nothing but foolish individuals ruling over ruling over the foolish masses. It is very concerning, man. So let's read a couple of these scriptures on folly and things. Especially in the book of Proverbs, it has a lot of that in it. Let's start at Proverbs the 13th chapter in the 16th verse. It says, every prudent man dealeth with knowledge, but a fool layeth open his folly. So when you're prudent, guess what? You deal with knowledge. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. This is how you operate, right? But without that, if you're not a prudent man, guess what? The opposite of prudent is foolish. So it says, that's why it says here, but a fool layeth open his folly. In other words, he just right out there with it, doing all kinds of foolish and stupid things, which you see on social media, which you see on your streets, right? You see in your homes, your family members, your so-called significant other, right? Things of that nature. People you know, people you care about, right? They're all lost in the sauce, like they say out there, right? Lost in the sauce. But what is that sauce? That is a source of foolishness and stupidity. You see? Proverbs the 13th chapter and the 8th verse, it says, the wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit. So the wisdom of a prudent man is to understand his way, understand the world he's living in, understand the reality of the world he's living in, understand what is happening around him, and to stay alert to what is happening around him, and know how to function, operate in the society that is around him, so he doesn't get carried away by distractions and foolish things. And the main way to understand your way is through the words that are written in the Bible. So this is how a prudent man stay away from folly. He is totally engulfed in the words of the living power, and the words that are written in the Bible, right? But the folly of fools is deceit, deceitful things, right? That's the folly of fools. They find comfort in deceitful things. You can top off the stupid pranks that people play, right? Then again, you have all this so-called leaders that are okay with spraying aerosol chemicals in the air, in polluting everything. Even the air they themselves got to breathe. That is very foolish, man. That is not wise, right? Spread like the chemtrails, right? They're okay doing that, polluting everything around them, polluting the water, making everyone sick. Also, just so they can make a couple of dollars. That is very foolish. That's what it says here. But the folly of fools is deceit. You see? Just so you can make $1. It goes on, Proverbs the 14th chapter and the 18th verse. It says, the simple inherit folly. So a simple-minded individual inherits folly, just like you inherit your inheritance, right? Your family members leave a plot of land for you, or they leave a company that you'll inherit and have it functioning, for another 20, 30 years. Well, folly is they inherit the simple. They inherit folly. They inherit foolishness. In other words, all the foolish things they see, they totally gravitate towards it. And not only that, they participate in it and push it forward. That is that simple, inherited folly. So, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. So this is what you want to be. You want to be a prudent man in the world we're living in, because there's too much foolishness going on around, man. Every other day, there's an OnlyFans individual popping up. That's all they want to do, right? The women don't even want to be women anymore. They just want to be sluts and whores. And I mean, it is sickening. There was a clip I saw about a mother, and she's into this OnlyFans thing, and her cameraman is her son. Can you believe that? I mean, it's better now that a mother is into that kind of thing. Now your cameraman is your son, your own very own son, seeing dudes run train on you and recording it. Oh boy. I mean, that is the folly and stupidity we are all facing. It says, Proverbs the 14th chapter and the 24th verse, it says, the crown of the wise is their riches, but the foolishness of fools is folly. So the crown of the wise is their riches. In other words, a wise man, him being wise, becomes rich unto him, right? Just for the fact that you are wise, just for the fact you know how to move, just for the fact that you're not totally lost in the sauce, it becomes riches for you, But it goes on to say, but the foolishness of fools is folly. So fool lost in the sauce is total folly to him. As the opposite of a wise man having that crown on his head just because he is wise. And you can tell a wise man, he moves different. His speech is seasoned with salt, right? When he opens his mouth, it's like, wow, right? You can spot a wise individual, man, from the way their countenance, right? Their aura, their persona is very, very different from what you're used to. And what can shape that in a man is the words that are written in the Bible, the word of the Lord, the word of the Lord, right? The words of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. It can really mold a man and women to be exceptional in this depraved world we live in. It goes on, Proverbs the 14th chapter and the 29th verse. It says, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty in spirit exalteth folly. So you got to know when to keep calm and when to move. You see? So it says here, slow to wrath. You're not quickly emotional. You don't get emotional easily, right? So I see a lot of people that road rage will turn into third-degree murder. You know, road rage will turn into some kind of other kind of crazy stuff. You know, something that could have been easily squashed becomes a big deal because you don't know how to rule your spirit. You don't know how to control yourself. That's another thing, self-control, right? A lot of people out there don't have self-control. They're very impulsive. They do whatever it is that comes to their minds. You see, Proverbs the 15th chapter and the 21st verse, it says, folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom. You know? So now you understand why the world is the way it is. Like I said earlier, that is a dumbing down of the society. It was articulately done to the masses out there to have them looking this stupid. You know? So now they're destitute of wisdom. In other words, wisdom is so far from them. You see? It's so far from them. Now they find joy in doing foolish things, in doing stupid things, right? Very stupid things. They find joy in that. In contrast, to juxtapose that with, it says here, but a man of understanding walketh uprightly. So a man that has understanding, he wouldn't be caught dead doing stupid things that the world is mesmerized by, right? That is not his stick. You see what I'm saying? Going on, Proverbs the 16th chapter and the 22nd verse. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that hath it, but the instructions of fools is folly. So understanding, wisdom and understanding is a wellspring of life. You know, it's like they say, fountain of youth, right? You drink the fountain of youth. Well, that is what understanding, wisdom and understanding does. It gives you that fountain of youth. In other words, your mind is always top notch. Your mind is always very accurate. The things that you think, you know, the things that come out of your mouth, the speech, you know, it brings life. It brings things to life. But the instructions of fools is folly. What is an instruction? Guideline. So the guidelines of fools is nothing but folly, man. You know? So everything that they try to get involved in is stupid and foolish things. You see? Proverbs the 17th chapter and the 12th verse, it says, let a bear robbed of her whelps meet a man rather than a fool in his folly. Can you imagine that? A bear robbed of her whelps. In other words, a bear that is robbed of her little ones, her cubs, or whatever you want to call it, right? That is a very angry bear, right? So it's telling you it's better to meet this kind of bear than to meet a foolish person in their folly. Because all they're going to do, they will add nothing to your life. They'll rather take away. And they want to, like they said, misery loves company. They want to drag you down to that low vibrational state that they are in. So it's better for you to meet a bear robbed of their cubs, their little ones, than to meet a foolish individuals in their folly. Can you imagine that, man? Proverbs the 18th chapter and the 13th verse, it says, he that answereth the matter before he heareth it, it is folly and shame unto him. So this is why you have to vet things out, right? You have to make sure you check things out. Not only that, you can't just speak out of turn. You gotta know when to speak. Hear things out, right? Hear things properly. Hear things out. Understand the situation before you speak on it. You know? Only fools think they know everything. They can't even wait you to get done with your speech and they're already, you know, talking on it, speaking on it. You see? So this is why the scriptures are very good for us. Because the words that are written in the Bible, if you really meditate on it and apply them, guess what, man? You will really be well off. Seriously. Because these words are nothing but words of wisdom. All the words we've been going through here, if the society can apply all of this, we'll be well off, man. Proverbs, the 26th chapter and the 4th verse says, answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou be like unto him, right? So when you see fools doing foolish things and try to come at you with that foolish ideology of them, you better just let them be, man. Avoid them like a plague, right? But it goes on to say, in the 5th verse, Proverbs 26th chapter and the 5th verse, it says, answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. So sometimes when you don't want to answer a fool, you don't even want to talk to them, they think they got one up on you, right? They think, oh man, I'm smarter than this guy. They start thinking highly of themselves. So that's why sometimes you got to check a fool, man. Let them, give them a bit of wisdom so they can understand that, man, you don't know nothing. You see? So that is, you got to know when to apply this to, right? You got to know when to stay away from a fool and when to answer a fool, right? Especially when they're feeling themselves a little too much. This is Proverbs, the 26th chapter and 11th verse. It says, as a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. So a dog will, if you have dogs as pets and you've been around dogs, you always know when they puke, they go back into it and gobble it up. Well, just like a dog would do that, guess what? A fool will always return to their folly. Because this is their safe space. Foolishness is their safe space. They don't know how else to be except to be foolish. Right? They don't know how else to be except to be foolish. They can go like this whole song that came out with I believe it was Central C and this other guy, Lil Baby or something. It says that we can go band for band. We can go M for M, right? Well, fools can go F for F. Stupid individuals can go S for S. You see what I'm saying? So it keeps going, man. That's how a fool returns to their folly. Because that's all they know. And that's what they got to do. So this is why it is highly crucial for us to have wisdom and understanding in this time that we're living in. Which we'll close out with a scripture right here. Isaiah, I believe it's Isaiah the 33rd chapter. And this is verse, right? This is Isaiah the 33rd chapter, and this is verse. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So wisdom and knowledge is what keeps you stable, especially the times we're living in, man. You don't want to get caught up in all this madness and foolishness. You see what I'm saying? You want to have that mental fortitude to keep you intact in the times that we're about to face. Because we're about to go through nothing but pure hell. And guess what? All these guys that found foolishness and stupidity to be the order of the day, guess what? They will be taken by that. Right? Look at the juicy juice. A lot of people made foolish decisions. And they're paying the price now. So you don't want to be that guy, man. You never want to be that guy. Hence why you have to apply wisdom and knowledge. You have to attain wisdom and knowledge. And how do you do that? Well, the words that are written in the Bible. That's the only way you do that, because going to school doesn't guarantee you from not being stupid. Like the clip we saw, that they mentioned that you have nothing but ignorant, stupid PhD holders, degree holders. They went to college, but they're still fools, man. Right? Yeah, just a little something. I had to just bring that out. Hopefully you were edified by that. And I say all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone. See you next time, Lord willing. Shalom. Shalom.